What's going on, guys? This is the Red Rogue, and I'm here with the first installment of Wicked Weakauras, where I go over a few Weakauras each episode that you might want to give a shot. This first episode is going to cover my favorite topic, Dungeon Weakauras. While I do enjoy raiding, I spend much more of my time in dungeons. These Weakauras are what I'd consider some of the most essential ones for any character, though I am throwing in one that I really think anyone who tanks should have, for the sake of their groups. If you end up liking the video, let me know what other Weakauras you'd like brought up in a future episode, as I'm probably only going to do a few Weakauras per episode to make the content a little less time consuming for you guys. I do new videos every weekday, just as a heads up for anyone new to the channel. Anyways, back to the topic, Dungeon Weakauras. If you're really new to all of this, Weakauras is an add-on framework that lets really creative people make custom components for their UI that cover all sorts of content. I've done a Weakaura basics video on the channel, which I'll link up above if you need to start this from the beginning. For those who know this, I'll leave links to wago.io for each of the Weakauras I mention in the description below. So, why are Weakauras important in dungeons? Pretty much for the same reason they're important in raiding, or PvP, or even just in world content. The more information you have at your disposal, the better you'll understand the type of content you do, and the better you'll perform in said content. For me personally, there isn't much that's more satisfying than finding ways to improve my gameplay. Except for, like pie, or cheesecake, or cheese, or ice cream. Those are kind of better. But anyways, yeah, Weakauras can give you all sorts of information that the standard UI just simply doesn't offer, so I figured I'd go over a few that I highly recommend trying. Dungeon Weakauras, 12 of 12. This is probably the one Weakaura that, if you're gonna get only one, this should probably be it. This covers literally every dungeon in Battle for Azeroth and warns you of mechanics on adds or on bosses that are happening, and all sorts of other good information to know. This thing is massive in comparison to the others on this list, so if you have a low-end computer, I can't say how it's going to run on it, because even on my computer, just moving it in the Weakaura panel causes it to stutter a little bit. It's really powerful, but yeah, with great power comes great resource usage and responsibility or whatever, I guess. Seriously, try it out though if you haven't seen it before, it's nuts. An interrupt tracker. There isn't much that's more frustrating in a dungeon than having a caster get multiple hard-hitting moves off back-to-back because everybody overlaps their interrupts, either because you hit your interrupt by accident, or because you're pugging and don't have people in Discord or voice comms with you. Having an interrupt tracker will let you see if you're the only person left that hasn't wasted their interrupt, or just so you can call out for your friends or guildies to get something you won't be able to get. There are quite a few interrupt trackers out there, so I'll leave a link to the one I use in the description below, but if you want to try something else, that's perfectly fine too. Keystone Lookup. This is more of a quality of life Weakaura, as it simply lets you type !keys in chat, and it will tell you what key everyone has on that character. If they have the Weakaura as well, that is. A lot of people do, but if you have folks you play with that don't have it yet, I highly recommend telling them about it, as it'll save you all a lot of time and effort when you're digging through a bag of, 120 pieces of corrupted gear and can't find your freaking key for like 5 minutes. Seriously, it's happened. An Awakened Obelisk Announcer. This last one's directed at tanks, or anyone who tanks in their off-spec. Please, for everyone's sake, get this Weakaura. It basically calls out in chat when you're entering or exiting an obelisk, which is a component of the level 10 Keystone Affix, Awakened. Having this will prevent a lot of unnecessary deaths to people climbing in the frickin' obelisk 1 second too early, and then having everyone else get stuck in combat outside of the obelisk, because some random void testicle just came and walked by and got pulled by a ranged player, because they're always at maxed range for whatever reason, resulting in the untimely demise of whoever decided to jump the gun and go in the obelisk before you did. Sigh. Well guys, I think that's about it for the first episode of Wicked Weakauras. I hope some of this was useful to you, and if you haven't given Weakauras a try yet, I seriously strongly recommend you consider it. If you don't like them, you can always delete the Weakauras, or maybe just try a different version of the same style. There are so many talented Weakaura creators out there, so don't feel like you have to use the exact version I'm showing in this video. Except for the dungeon one. I think that's like maybe the only one that has Weakauras for all 12 dungeons put together. Yeah. Wago.io has an intense amount of Weakauras stored on it, so you'll be going down the literal rabbit hole once you start seeing what people are able to create using Weakauras. Thank you guys so much for watching, by the way. It really does mean a lot to me, and it's crazy just how many people are finding the channel already. I'll have more videos for you all every weekday. This is the Red Rogue, and I'll see you guys around.